About a week ago, I played in my first Lichess Ladders game. If you don't know what that is, it's a classical online tournament that runs continuously. You join a ladder, you challenge people above you in the ladder, and when you win, you take their spot. If you lose, nothing happens. It's a really great way to get in some high quality classical chess without dedicating a whole weekend to a tournament. I'll link Lichess Ladders in the description of this video below. I highly recommend it if you're looking for some higher quality classical chess. In this video, I'm going to share some of the recording from that game. I wasn't commentating actively, and obviously it was a pretty long game. It lasted about an hour and a half, but I'm going to cut up some of that footage where I did speak into the mic a few times, talking about the position and what was going through my mind during the game. And then afterwards, I'm going to have footage of myself analyzing the game, specific positions, and kind of what I learned from the game. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think of videos like this. I imagine it's going to get pretty long just because I know that I've already recorded the analysis piece and it was pretty long. But I hope you enjoy. If you want to keep supporting my content, the number one way you can do that is liking this video, subscribing to my channel. I will definitely be producing more content like this in the future as I get into more classical games. So without further ado, let's jump into the Ladders game. I did some oppo research into my opponent before the game earlier today. Nothing deep, just wanted to kind of see what they played, how they played, things I learned. They play pretty quickly, even in classical games. So I noticed that they typically ended the games with very little time off their clock. In fact, in some cases, with more time on their clock than they started with. And as I'm white and I know I'm going to play e4, I obviously looked at all of their games against e4, and I'm about 99% certain we're going to get a Sicilian today. They play c5 on move 2 against e4 almost every single time. So we're going to lock in for a nice, hopefully tactical game. Kind of my thought process is try and stay solid all the way through the opening, have some aggressive plans in the middle game, and maybe capitalize on positional mistakes if I can as the game goes on. All right, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to send the challenge. And as I have the white pieces, let's get it going. All right, my first step into the confessional booth. My opponent surprised me with queen b6 there. I was not expecting that at all. Everything up to that point I was feeling pretty comfortable with, but they definitely threw me off. I decided to castle, saw that c4 comes with a check, but I still feel like that queen may be misplaced, so we'll see. Back in the confessional booth, though, to talk about the game. This is very tense, it feels like. My plan is very clear. Load up on a strong kingside attack. Black's plan, not exactly sure because the light square bishop is terrible. The queen isn't really doing a whole lot. Yes, my light square bishop is doing a lot right now, keeping that pawn alive, but I may now, because I was able to play d4, get to play rook b1 and relinquish the dark square bishop from defending the pawn. Also, I don't necessarily have to keep defending that pawn. The only problem is if I lose that pawn, then my knight is very, very weak. So that's kind of my consideration. But in the spirit of the opening that I've chosen, I think I really need to be focused on keeping the attack going. I can't lose time to saving pawns on the queen side right now. So we'll see what my opponent does. I'm obviously way down on the clock now. I spent a lot of time on queen h4. I spent a lot of time on king h1. But we'll see. I don't know. Rook b1 felt very defensive, but if I drop that b pawn, I'm in bad shape. So I felt like I needed to play that in order to continue on with my plan, because once my dark square bishop stops defending b2, my queen side could fall apart and black gets a lot of counterplay. So that was my reasoning for playing it. Okay, I do think my opponent's lashing out. By pushing that pawn, they're sacking in exchange. Still got 2 rooks on the board. Going to be up a clean rook at that point. They do have a pass pawn, so we got to be careful about that for sure. But I feel like we'll be able to get the job done. Dang, my opponent resigned. GG to Miss Tiss. Thank you Say thank you and good game to my opponent. You can't see that. It's below what you can see. Today, I am going to be analyzing the classical game I played last night. This might be boring for some folks because I'm probably not going to play much chess. We'll see how this goes because I'm already most of the way through the game. I've been doing this for maybe an hour and a half this morning yet already. But I'm looking at the game that I played last night, and I guess for the folks that are just joining or weren't there last night, I can kind of walk you through my thoughts on the game. Obviously, you can read, but I'm not going to read what I write. This is not a story time stream in the sense that I won't read everything I've written so far. But this is my first Lichess Ladders game, and it's a classical tournament essentially. 60 plus 30 is the time control. Long game. My first game that I've played over 45 minutes since like May. So I was really had to get in the mood to lock in and play some longer chess, but it was really, really fun. I did a little bit of research into my opponent before I started the game just to see how they played. I had the white pieces. And obviously, I know I'm an e4 player, so I wanted to see how they respond to e4, and I was very, very confident that my opponent would respond with the Sicilian. When I looked at their game database and Lichess, I'm pretty sure their response to e4 is like 99% c5. So I went into it knowing, for the most part, that I was going to get a Sicilian. I thought, you know what, maybe they would try and switch it up, but they literally have not, even in all their recent classical games, so I figured we were going to get a Sicilian game, and if they had done research on me, they would have seen that I actually play the Alapin more often than not, c3 on move 2 against the Sicilian. It's something I've been playing for a long time. I started doing it on recommendation from like higher rated players saying that was a good response to the Sicilian if you didn't want to get into all the crazy theoretical lines, whatever. And turn the music down just a hair. Like the rap is like competing with my voice. Anyways, so I've been playing the Alapin, which is fine, but I haven't really been loving it lately, to be honest with you. So yesterday during the day, kind of leading up to this game, I was like, I should look into some other fun lines in the Sicilian. I've played the open Sicilian before, which is knight f3 followed by d4. That's the only other Sicilian variation I knew going into yesterday. So I recently picked up this course from Chess Dojo, which is their 1e4 repertoire, and they actually recommend what I played, which is what they call the new Grand Prix. So the Grand Prix is an attacking line in the Sicilian where it's mostly characterized by knight c3 on move 2 and at some point playing f4 as white. The bishop usually comes out to b5 or c4. And the whole idea behind the Grand Prix is launching this big kingside attack, kind of disregarding the queenside. So I did some looking into this. I watched some videos on it. Shout out to Chess Giant. I watched him. I watched a little bit of Ben Feingold's lecture on this opening just to kind of get a feel for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to send it. This new chess journey for me is kind of about reframing the way I think about the game, trying to improve my understanding of the game, and trying to elevate my skill. And I think a big gap for me is middle game, strategy, planning, understanding the ideas, and really being able to read the position. And that's why I've really bought into this like Chess Dojo program. All that being said, so we jumped into this game. I played it knight c3. I looked at my opponent's games and I saw that they played kind of the same three responses when they see knight c3. I was happy to see knight c6 on the board because it just, and I think this is mainline for the new Grand Prix. It just makes it a lot easier for me. Like my plan is very simple. in this opening, at least in my opinion. It's simple. It's simple in explanation, not as easy in execution, in my opinion. It's not my normal style of play. But long term, the plan is take this knight, cripple the queenside pawn structure, get that f4 in, knight f3, castle, and bring all your pieces to the king side. So everything kind of started as planned, essentially. G6 takes, right? They can take back either way. It doesn't really matter based on what I've read. I don't know. That's what the internet says. I think I would have taken back with the B pawn as well. I think it just makes sense bringing pawns to the center, right? And the other idea in this opening, as I learned through watching some lectures yesterday, oops, no, I got rid of my, so I have no light square bishop anymore. So now to control the light squares, I'm really relying on my pawns and my knight to help control these important squares. And that's what I was trying to highlight there. That's why you play d3, supporting e5 or e4. My opponent played bishop g7, I think a normal developing move. I played f4 pretty much right away. And yeah, this is a very aggressive. Okay, I got to change the music. I can't talk and hear the rapping. I can do it while I'm playing, but I guess I can't do it while I'm talking. Yeah, this is just super aggressive. It's way more aggressive than I normally play. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I've already gone fairly deep into my analysis of the beginning of this game. They played c6, supporting this pawn. It also supports knight f6. It kind of makes this move a whole lot more annoying. Playing e5 if they go knight f6. So d6 made sense. My plan continues knight f3, and queen b6 is like the first move that my opponent played that really threw me off. I didn't see this anywhere, not in my course, not in any of the model games I looked at yesterday. And I'm making it sound like I did a ton of prep. Like it wasn't a ton of prep, but I just really never saw this idea. And in the game, it threw me off because it does exert a lot of pressure. I spent about 6 minutes on this next move because a lot of natural-looking moves are big problems. As I've laid out, I think, on the next one. Yeah. I was expecting knight f6. You know, castles. This is a pretty standard position. Maybe white is slightly better. You've got to play aggressively to make that true. I thought during the game, I was thinking, could they play bishop g4? I didn't remember seeing that either in any of my short preparation that I did. But then as I analyzed it this morning, I kind of thought to myself, like, what does that actually accomplish? Even though I do have a lot of pawns on the light squares, and maybe this is one of their weaker pieces, if I get to play h3 here, or let's just say maybe even just castles, followed by a developing move from black. If I play h3, now my opponent has to decide. Well, hell, they could even consider taking, which I did not consider in my analysis this morning. If we look at bishop takes, I'm going to mark this as a dubious move. Takes. Now my king side is all jacked up. They're down a piece for a pawn. Do they have enough activity here to make that worth it? I don't think so. I just don't think there's enough in the attack yet. Yeah, I just don't think there's enough activity here. I still think white is slightly better. I'll mark that one as white is slightly better, I think. Let me add my comments here because I'm trying to finish this analysis this morning. It may take me another couple hours, but I would say interesting idea, but I don't think black has enough pieces on the attack to make this sacrifice worth it. I hope this I've never really done a stream like this. I mean, I've analyzed games, but I'm going to be going super deep into these lines. Try my best anyways. I'm going to do a lot of typing because I want to get my thoughts down. I'm open to comments, you guys. If anybody has any analysis of their own, I'm happy to look at different lines and we can explore them together. If you have comments on my own comments, you don't agree with me, I would love to hear it. I'd love for this to be interactive in a way because I'm just learning. So hopefully y'all can learn with me as well. But interesting idea there. Bishop takes h3. I don't think it makes sense. That could maybe even be considered a blunder, I guess. I don't know. But in any case, my point was if they played bishop g4 and I get h3, do they just take? And it kind of facilitates my ideas anyways, right? I'm still bringing my queen to h4, playing h5, bringing my bishop in. Now, the one thing it does do is, let's say they take. I said takes, queen takes, and they finally castle. I still think white is slightly better. I would maybe even consider, like, at this point, now I don't have the knight that's going to help support this attack. Kind of the big idea here is f5. When my queen gets to h4 eventually, and I push f5, the idea is bishop h6, possibly trading on h6, somehow deflecting this knight, taking my knight from here, putting it on g5, and going for this big attack on h7. That's all very long term, obviously, and very aspirational. Had white traded for my knight, and I see this position on the board, I start to consider if now maybe I should start focusing on the queen side, maybe this weak pawn structure. Could I even consider playing e5 here? Because not only does it... you know what? They could have just gone right here. Take, knight here, take. And I just help them fix their pawn structure, so that's probably not good. Would be the best way to proceed in this position. Yeah, without my knight here, I should say, maybe I would start rerouting my knight. Maybe here. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Do I really believe that white is slightly better here? I still do. But I don't know. Maybe bringing a rook to the semi-open b file could be a simple idea. Kind of prevents my bishop from moving. I got to waste a tempo on rook b1, which I want to play anyways. Well, I want to play anyways after my opponent's move, which was queen b6. So after queen b6, I was very confused. I just wasn't prepared for it. It was a very nice move, in my opinion. I liked it. Like, I was definitely expecting knight f6 and castles. Instead, I castled. I still think this was fine. I spent 6 minutes on a castling move. It was all right. Now my opponent plays knight f6, queen e1, continuing with my plan. So in my head during this game, I just kept thinking to myself, all right, if I'm going to try this new opening where I know that the whole plan is get a big kingside attack, you just got to keep pushing on. And I did spend some time here just making sure I wasn't, blundering anything. My queen is defending the c2 pawn, but obviously there's no attack on the c2 pawn. And I was just constantly trying to figure out, how does queen b6 possibly thwart my plan? But I felt like I was still okay. Queen e1, I felt like I was okay. This morning, I do think rook b1 is a slight improvement over queen e1. And I say that because this pressure that the queen exerts on the b2 pawn is important because this knight is actually only supported by that pawn. And I can't really develop my dark square bishop before moving the rook. Otherwise, I just drop the pawn, and then I'm at risk of losing the knight as well. So then I just have to move it right back, or maybe I go here. But he's still taking the pawn, and it's not very clear what benefit I gain. I was looking at like some other natural moves, let's say after or instead of castling here. I was thinking to myself, all right, if I didn't castle after queen b6, and I thought to myself, let's defend this pawn. I think that was here, rook b1. All right, let's defend the pawn. I gave that a double question mark because bishop takes with check, takes back, and queen takes b1, and black is just better. I think black is just probably winning here. Not black is better, but black is winning. Double O-N. I like that username. Welcome in. Hello. Not a first-time chatter. I don't recognize your username, but welcome in. I'm analyzing a game that I played last night. This is a 60 plus 30 classical game. I was kind of giving the background on the analysis I did already this morning, and I'm trying to get to the point in I identify as win-win. Want to play? Right now, I'm actually just going to analyze this game. I don't know if I'll get to playing any chess today. I don't know how long this will take. I want to spend my time with it. I'm really trying to improve my learning of chess. So that's kind of the intention this morning. It's kind of boring, so if you're not down for it, I totally get it. Usually, I'd be super down to play a game, but I just played a classical game last night, and in order to get the benefit from it, I've got to really analyze it. GG's, bye. Peace out, double O-N. Thanks for stopping by. Come back, though. I usually am down to play games with opponents or viewers. So hope you come back. Good morning. Good luck analyzing your table, ladders, and chairs match. Yes, my shoots and ladders. Okay, so we're continuing down the path. I played queen e1. I do think rook b1 was slightly better. Just because in the end, I'm able to fluidly maintain my attack. And you'll kind of see what I mean later in the game. I think it's natural for my opponent to castle here. And I probably would have just considered with queen e1. And I still think they were going to play c4 check. This is very annoying. But I think after d4, I'm equal. I still feel completely fine here. This bishop is blocked here with the knight. These are the pieces that are going to get involved in my attack. Maybe even my other rook at some point if I get a nice rook lift. Anyways, I didn't play rook b1 in the actual game. I played king e1, my opponent castled, and then I played queen h4. Again, this is in my head. I'm going, I gotta keep attacking. That's the whole point of this opening. I gotta keep the attack going. All in the back of my mind, I'm fearing this b2 pawn falling because I can't develop my dark square bishop yet, right? So the attack doesn't actually work yet. This idea of f5 bishop h6 doesn't work because here, and I do think I'm going to start falling apart on the queen side. So after bishop a6, with this really annoying alignment on my rook, I played king h1, and I don't think this is a good move, actually. I kind of wish I had king h1 back. I spent 5 minutes on that move. I'm going to give that not a blunder, not a mistake. Maybe a dubious mark. Because I do think f5 probably was better. f5, I think black still really wanted to play the c4 check, d4, and then maybe bishop b7 looking for long-term plans of loading up on this pawn. I would, I guess, think about the kind of evaluation of this position. I feel like I'm probably still better. I think white is still better here, especially because I have this tension with the f pawn. I've got bishop h6 coming. Also, I still wish I would have played rook b1, so that is actually still a problem. And, obviously you're like kind of always calculating to figure out, can you make it work? But yeah, I don't know, because I was calculating in the game if my attack is strong enough to sack a piece. Like, for example, I was thinking to myself, could I just continue with the attack? Like, what happens if this, right? I just didn't think I could be fast enough. I just did not think I could be fast enough. Like, could I play here? Like, takes. If we went down this whole line. What am I? I'm down 2 pawns, I think. Yeah, I think this is just better for black. Yeah, I think I'm going to delete all that. Yeah, because I still want to play rook b1 here. I was calculating that during the game. Like, could my attack be fast enough? I don't think it was. Okay, c4. I was really afraid of that move. d4 was fine. I think d4 is good. I'm also controlling so much space in the center. Now, none of these pawns are supporting each other, so that is a problem. Especially with like the pressure that the queen and the bishop are exerting on d4. Also, this knight is attacking e4. I still felt okay here. My opponent plays rook fe8, which makes sense. If this knight were to ever move, that pawn was hanging. Earlier this morning, I was thinking, could they have played rook a e8 instead? Because kind of one idea in this opening is eventually if I open up this f-file, my rook is exerting a ton of pressure on f7. If my knight gets to g5, I'm attacking, but it's very, very cramped for black's king. And if my plan sort of does get to where I'm going, they're going to have no escape. So I gave that a dubious mark. Anyways, they play rook fe8, which makes sense. I still think in this position, I'm slightly better. Just because black's light square bishop is doing nothing. Black's queen is really not doing anything. I'm active. I'm active. I'm active. And I just feel like I have the initiative here. It's kind of my idea. So rook b1. Finally, I got to play this move. Okay, and this is where my analysis ended. So I got like halfway through this analysis in almost 2 hours. So we're going to keep on rocking. My comments on this move, I wish I would have played it earlier, but I'm happy now because it makes me feel like I can play f5 and finally bishop h6. d5. And here is where I made my first mistake of the game. Not only is this, I think, a terrible move because now this light square bishop is like super effed. Like in hindsight, I actually should give this maybe a dubious mark as well. I don't think d5 is a good move. What would be better from black here? Maybe, honestly, it's kind of sad, but I almost think bishop b7 would have been better. Like just trying to maybe exert more pressure here because that pawn wasn't going anywhere. Literally anywhere. So maybe this is better. d5 I don't think makes sense. And I guess what were they trying to do? I guess maybe hope was that I would take and they could take back and undouble these pawns. But it doesn't work. If I would have played what I think I should have played in the game, I played knight a4 because I was starting to like really freak out. I was like starting to panic because this pawn felt weak. I was just afraid of this, which I think is the better move. I think this is important. I would even give this an exclamation point. I think this is an important move to play. I was afraid of, like during the game, I was afraid of, okay, wow, I give up e4 as this very strong square for the knight. And after takes, where would this knight go? Maybe here. I was worried about queen takes, but what I didn't calculate was I had queen takes as well. With all of this pressure, and maybe I'm playing f5 finally here. f5, if takes, take. Now I'm threatening down the f file. If takes, I'm taking, obviously still threatening down the f file. Yeah, I think queen takes h7 here. Sorry, queen takes d4, I think is a mistake. Probably, I think I was actually more worried about this with the threat on the rook. But maybe I should have kept calm and carried on. I could have played maybe even just rook d1. Maybe that would have been just fine. I'm threatening here. They can't really defend that pawn. I guess, could they? No. And they still have to respond to this threat. Yeah, maybe this is definitely better for me. e5 for sure. Knight e4. I don't think knight takes is right. What was I saying? Oh, knight takes, d takes, knight g5. Do they have a better move than knight e4? Maybe instead of knight e4, they just, I don't know. It's kind of sad, but maybe here. But I do think that knight is actually just lost now. So I don't think that would be a good move. I would say white is winning here. I would say white is better. It's not, I mean, my king is just wide open. So there's still a lot of complications. Knight e4. Knight h5. Maybe instead of knight h5, they go just back. But maybe that is the better move. That is probably the better move. This is hanging. Maybe I got to play bishop e3 here just to shore up this pawn. Although this is hanging and I don't like that. I think white is better here still. Even though my bishop is playing big pawn, this is doing nothing. This is going nowhere. This is also doing nothing. I still got f5 coming. Also knight jump, possibly. I think I have to play f5 first, though. What would be a good move for my opponent? Maybe just this. Preventing like this f5 idea being able to take. It does weaken that square, but I don't hate it. From black, I mean, you're locked up. This dark square bishop isn't doing jack. Maybe you reposition it to here, although it's very well defended. I feel like Yeah, I think white is just better here still. Okay, so if are we saying knight e4 is still the better move? If I played e5, do they have any other counterattacks? Like, could they? Can't really exert any pressure on any of my pieces. Why didn't I play e5 in the game? I spent 4.5 minutes thinking about knight a4. Knight a4 is just a clear mistake. I think e5 is. You look at it after the fact and you're like, wow, that makes a whole lot more sense to me. Yeah, e5. Knight e4, knight takes, d takes, knight g5. Couldn't they just play here? Ah, but I'm winning the pawn. Takes. Yeah, I don't like that so much. Ah, but you know what? I think I could play f5 here. No, this would just drop this pawn. Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, after h6, I don't think I should... Knight takes e4. e4 takes, knight g5. h6, this is probably the critical line. Here, let me give these. So, yeah, queen takes d4. Probably a mistake. We said c3. I've got rook d1, I think. I mean, I don't even have to play rook d1. I probably actually would just play queen takes first. And then I may just play f5 and just say screw it. Yeah, I think white is better here. Maybe white is... They can't play this because this is just devastating. Yeah, I would just play queen takes. Yeah, that's why. So after knight g5, I think they pretty much have to respond. What's the critical line? Not c3, not rook d1, not c3, h6. And maybe it's not even h6. Honestly, maybe it's h5. Win my pawn back. Queen takes. I don't think f5 is the right move. But how do I defend that knight? Rerouting it in here doesn't really make sense because I want the knight to land here. What did I say? f5. Queen takes e5. Take. Take. This is still hanging. Can I play something like this? Okay, maybe this is not so bad for me. I've got a ton of activity. This is hanging now. Actually, I think white is just winning here. Well, maybe this. This is kind of a scary move. But I think I have this. Oh, no. I have a... it's defended twice. I'm very lucky there, but I thought I had a back rank problem. Do they have this? No, because then this is almost mate, but not quite. And this is hanging. Yeah. I do think... Okay, I've kind of gone down the weeds here. So we said 94... my opponent's moves after e5, 94. Probably the best move. I looked at knight h5, but I said white is better. I looked at knight d7, but I said white is still better. And knight e4, knight takes, d takes, knight g5. So here I still think white's definitely better. I'm going to go slightly better. Maybe they play h5. h5 or h6, I'm not really sure. Then knight takes, queen takes, and where did I go in that previous line? Knight takes, queen takes, f5. f5. But they could play this. That's a big problem. I'm stuck defending here. Yeah, so maybe f5 is not the move. Who is better in this position? Having to waste time defending this stupid knight is very annoying. Maybe I just play rook e1. Material's even, but I don't know what I think here. Maybe they bring a rook to the e file because then they're threatening this back rank. Suppose I could play here, lock up this light square bishop, figure out where that queen's going to go. Okay, I think white is slightly better here still. All right, we went sufficiently down all of the lines in this. I wish I would have played e5, but I did not play e5. I played knight a4, which was a mistake. My opponent played queen a5, knight takes, knight takes, knight takes, d takes. I go knight g5 here. Yeah, they played h5 because I'm threatening their knight takes. I think I'm still down a pawn after bishop takes here. I think I saw this whole thing happen. And I feel like black is better here. Where did they go wrong? Because if I'm calling knight a4 a mistake, queen a5, knight c5. I wonder if they should have taken here with the pawn instead. Does that make any sense? Because they played knight takes. Is there any validity to d takes? No, now they just have two sets of doubled pawns, so probably not. Knight takes, knight takes. Somewhere in here, they lost their advantage. Well, I mean, here, here, here they're up a pawn. I'm just clearly down a pawn. I played this. And maybe, honestly, they should have gone back this way instead of what they did play, which is bishop g7. Yeah, maybe it leaves their king too weak if they're, their dark square is, they have no dark square support on the king side. But at some point they lost their advantage. F5, rook a8. I do think this is where it started falling apart for black. So maybe rook a8 was not the move. Well, I did see, I was like, can they take here? But I did see I could take this pawn, and they can't take back because the queen's hanging. What is better? I feel like rook a8 is a mistake because I feel like up until here they have an advantage, and here I think they're screwed. So between those two moves, something went wrong for black. I think this is the most natural response. Maybe like, okay, after here, f5. I wonder if they play something like this with the idea. No, but then I still have f6. Takes. Takes. Takes, takes. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Oh, it does work because I'm defending the back rank. Barely. Here. And then maybe I'm just here. How did this go so wrong? For black, where did this go wrong? Maybe it's bishop g7 because I do think I would say black is better here. Bishop g7, f5. How do they get counterplay? Where do they get some counterplay here? Did they just play f6 themselves? I guess it does allow takes. I've got my pawn back, and this rook move is coming. Well, no, not yet, but I don't know. Maybe they get their pawn back. Now what are they doing? No, that's not a good move. They really got to activate this light square bishop is what they need to do. Maybe just like queen back. Like they got to get their pieces back into the game. Like try and get a trade of queens, but their pawn structure's screwed. I guess so is mine now. AD8, G takes F5. Huh. I'm just trying to figure out where I went wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe black is not better here. Maybe this is equal. Because once I'm allowed to play F6, and even C6, them allowing me to play C6 was massive because it blocked in their light square bishop. Okay, so let's go back. Because maybe at some point, white actually needs to play C3, opening up this diagonal. And even though... Well, hell. If I take back, I'm losing the exchange. I think there I would have just had to have taken the light square bishop. Like take, and then take, and I'm probably better. At some point, I think they got to mix C3 in. Knight takes D. Okay, knight C5. Knight takes D. D takes. Or knight takes. Knight takes. Ah, maybe here is where they play this. Aha. Because now they have two threats. Yeah, I think this is the critical move. I think this is where black went wrong. Well, I guess they haven't taken my knight back yet, have they? No, never mind. I'm take back. Maybe here. Maybe C3 here. Which gives my rook some lift. Yeah, but the problem with that is, well, I guess now they can take here. And they're threatening takes here? Not really. Yeah, I think this... Nope, I got to delete because that's not the move because they were still down. But I think C3 at some point in this critical part of the game is what they needed to play. Because I have to respond to that. Say I'm here. Maybe they're loading up on this pawn. Take. Not bishop takes. I don't think that's right. Well, is it? I mean, take, 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 take. Threatening here. Threatening here. Well, not really, because I'm threatening. Oh, I have a move. Oh, no. And that queen is hanging. Duh. Okay, that's not right. Juicy Delicious. How are you in early bird? Queen A1 after rook F3. Queen A1. Ah. There you go, Bay of Pigs. That's where it is, because now I'm in a really bad spot. Because how am I defending this? I'm defending that with bishop E3. Oh no, that's not because my knights or my rook's on the back, not on the back rank anymore. Rook F3. Okay, how do we get here? After bishop takes D4. Yeah, I think C3 is critical. Well, couldn't the queen have just taken that pawn at any point? Yeah, I guess moving my knight here. Could they have taken it here? Instead of knight takes right away, could they have gone here? Because then I've got to defend the rook. And then they're playing here. Okay, I slide the rook over. I don't know, let's say this, because this is weak. Takes. Starting to look very uncomfortable for white now. I guess I would play E5, I guess. But even, I guess they don't have to play C3 there. Or I was saying queen takes A2 is maybe not the best move. Even after all these trades, knight takes, D takes, knight G5, H5, knight takes, bishop takes, C3, bishop G7, F5. Yeah, they had to make something happen way earlier. Knight A4, queen A5, knight C5. It's something here. I think it's something on this move. I don't think it's knight takes. I think it's like this C3 idea. What did I say? Knight takes A6? Oh, yeah. Queen takes A6. B takes C3. Well, maybe here queen takes A2. And then that'd be like the saddest spot to put my dark square bishop. C3. Yeah, but then I think I'm just going rook D1. Takes. Here. takes. Maybe here. Because let's see, 2, 5, 3, 7. I'm down 2 pawns. Oh, it does say up here. I didn't realize it said there was a material imbalance. Yeah, maybe here. Now black is better. Maybe this is the critical line, I think. Ooh, sorry, I'm sleepy. I should go make a new coffee. Yeah, bishop takes. And then I think they needed to play c3. I think rook d1 was my best move. Queen takes. Bishop's got to go here. It's forced. C takes. It's not looking great. Because even if I play f5, f5, I guess they don't really have to do anything. I wonder if there's any way, like, if I play f5, they play this. I guess actually I probably have to go rook here. But I mean, now they have an outside passer. Like maybe they're just playing this. And maybe that's what maybe black is just winning. Rook d1, queen takes, bishop e3 forced. Probably c takes. I don't know if f5 is my best move here. f5, bishop e2, rook e1. No, I think they just trapped their bishop. That's not good. Buenos dias. Good morning, Joe. How are you? Welcome in. Kind of got I'm analyzing the game I played last night. Not bishop. I don't think bishop e2 is good because after this, then what? We just here. I do think black is better though. I mean, with the outside passer, this rook is doing so much work. c3, bishop g7. Yeah. See, I've done too many of these sidelines. I got to clean this up. But this is why I do this. It's very helpful. So we said the critical line did come after the exchange on e4, knight g5, h5, knight takes. And then instead of bishop takes d4, maybe this was the mistake. Maybe to keep the advantage, they needed to play c3 here. Not rook f3. I'm going to delete that. That's not the right move. c3, rook d1, defending. Queen takes a2. Say bishop e3. Oh, bishop e3 is forced. C takes. I don't know if f5. What did I say? Rook e1. Oh, this bishop e2 move is no good. Let me delete that. That's not the move. Delete from here. No, I don't want that move. Oh, because I have this delete from here. Why can't I not get rid of this? Delete this. If I just delete from here. There we go. Why is it still showing? I want those all gone. Here, let me get rid of this whole. Yeah. Okay, b takes, maybe not right. We said c3, rook d1. It's black's move. Maybe it's queen takes. Bishop e3 is forced. I guess. Oh, it's black's move. So if black has the move, I think they're definitely taking here. Ugh. What do we say? Black is better here. They're up 2 pawns. I think they got to get this light square bishop somewhere else. Maybe I'm just playing here. And I do think this is just a cleanup job for black. Like, this is hanging by something like this. Where's the knight going? Maybe here. Yeah, now I think I'm playing big defense. I think black is probably winning. So I think this is the critical move. Yeah, not lifting the rook. Lifting the rook sounds like a good idea, but after... Whoops. No, delete that. Yeah, I think bishop takes d4 was the mistake. Had to play e5 here. Yeah. Yes, bishop takes d4. I was saying from essentially from here, roughly here to here, I was better after I was able to play f6. But it was that move. That was the mistake. Just a little in between move they needed, I think c3. It's kind of nasty.
Wow. Very interesting. Okay, but that's not what happened in the game. I was able to play c3, and I think everything from here was more or less forced slash I think black is lost here. Because once I'm able to play f5, what's a better move? Not g takes. Rook a b8 possibly. Bishop h6. Oh wait, no, that was like a weird sideline. f6 maybe. I mean, after f6, this is still hanging. Yeah, there's a big light square weakness. I mean, that's what I was saying. If I'm able to play f5 here, it's pretty much done so. Bishop takes might have been a blunder. The more I look at this, bishop takes might be like a double X clam. Because I think, was this another game? That's it. Shout. Was this an over the board? It wasn't over the board. It was online. It was last night. It was classical. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you being here. I'm analyzing it from last night. I played last night, but it was a late game, so I didn't really get time to analyze it. So that's why I'm in it this morning. But this is like the most critical point in the game where I made this mistake. Knight a4. Can you send me the game? I'm interested. I can. Are you on Discord? It's probably the easiest way for me to send it to you. How else? I guess I could just send it to you on Lichess or chess.com. But yeah, I think knight a4 was a mistake. I don't think it was a game-losing mistake. But bishop takes d4 might get a double X clam. Because everything from here, the fact that they're not able to prevent me from playing f5, I think really just join. Welcome in. I'll send you the game. Let me where is the link to the game? Share. Do you just want the PGN? Or do you want the link to the actual game? I can copy the PGN and just send it directly to you. Let's go see. New friend. Let me send you a message. Just hitting you with the PGN. Your message is too long. Okay, I guess I got to send you a link then. I got to send you the link. Do I make a lot of studies? Dude, not as many as I should, bae. Not as many as I should, to tell you the truth. I do them from time to time. These definitely exist, ones I've done. They've never been as in-depth as the one I'm doing right now. But I do, when I play classical games, occasionally I try. That's a really weak way of saying yes, but not enough. Yes, but not enough. But the whole point of this like Chess Dojo program is to do a lot more of this because it's a very good learning experience. And I am really starting to see that, especially in this process. This might be a double. This might be a double question mark. Because this, okay, moving the bishop is forced. I can play f5. Yeah, I feel like I should make more on my games, but the pull of more games, more dopamine is always calling. Get more dopamine. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you, dude. Where's my comments? Oh, edit. Yeah, here we go. I sent you the link to the actual game on Lichess, but my opponent ran the engine there. So if you want to comment on this game, all I ask you, that's it, shout. Is it that's it, shout? Yeah, that's it, shout. It's like a tongue twister. Please chime in on this analysis. but please don't give me engine evaluations if you go look at it, because my opponent ran the engine. So on that link, you can see all the evaluations. I'm just trying, the whole point of this exercise is trying to like understand the positions in the game without the engine and then check my assumptions after the fact. So that's what this whole process has been. I've been doing this for like, I don't know, 2.5 hours now. But bishop takes g4. Oh, helmet. Yeah, I know. It sounds obsessive. It kind of is. It kind of is, but you know what? Here we are. I promise, if you're here for the first time in this stream, it's not normally like this. Usually I'm playing chess and getting my ass kicked. But because I played this game last night, I wanted to do the analysis while it's fresh. So I promise it's not always this boring. Bishop g7, f5. I would in that case look at the earlier games. What do you mean? What do you mean? Rook 88, I don't think that helps at all. And now that I can play f6, I think I meant... Oh, you meant, oh, hell yeah. What happened in the game earlier to get here? Let me show you. So I have a lot of analysis up to here for it. But this was a new Grand Prix attack. So my opponent played the Sicilian. I thought I played pretty well in the opening. Everything here is book. My opponent surprised me with Queen B6. Just something I wasn't used to. I really wish I would have played, well, castles, knight, and here I wish I played rook b1, but I didn't. The check with c4 is never a problem. Yeah, I was really worried about it, but you can just play d5, right? Because what did I play here? Queen e1. I probably wish I would have played rook e1. Yeah, d4, which is what I played. It ended up being fine. Yeah, I probably still, in any of these like 5 moves in a row, from right here on, I wish I would have played rook b1. Even though it's not a normal move in this opening, I think because the queen is here, I can allow myself one more move. That's my thought process anyways. So they gave the check. You're right. I played d4 is no big deal. Rook fe8. I thought that was actually a pretty decent move because this knight can't go anywhere. And I can't take that anymore. I mean, obviously the knight's not going there, but if the knight does figure out a place to go, maybe something like this, I don't understand why he played c4. Block in the bishop he wanted to place on an open file. I agree. Did I give c4 a question mark in this analysis? Maybe I didn't. Because, yeah, what does he actually accomplish after d4? Yeah, I mean, what are they doing here? Now, literally nothing. That pawn's not going anywhere. That's what I was saying. That pawn is not going anywhere. So maybe c4 was not the right move. What's a better move from black instead of c4 here? You should give ba6 an inaccuracy. And c4 a mistake. You sound like a strong player, that's it, Shout. I appreciate you hanging out here on the analysis. This is helpful for me. Bishop a6. You think bishop b7 would have been better? Well, he has to play 2 pawn moves to give it any sort of credibility. I don't know. I don't know where the best place to put that bishop is. I mean, maybe just lifting, maybe, yo, are we reading chat today? We are, Sean. Yes, last night. Yes, last night while I was playing this game for an hour and a half, I had chat. I just wasn't reading chat, obviously, because I was playing a game. I'm looking at the game I played last night, so it's still kind of a boring stream. I mean, we need to look at the pawn structure and the pieces. Yeah, fair. Okay, let's go before Oh my God, wait. You got an idea? You got ideas? After c4, there is knight takes e4. After c4, there's knight takes e4. c4 isn't a mistake. Knight takes e4 here. Am I missing an in-between move? And then D or C whatever? No, that doesn't seem right. Knight takes. Yes, if I take c3. The rook on f1 is hanging. Ah, because this is coming with a fork. If I do anything, say I go here, because this is being attacked twice, this comes with a fork. That's nasty. That is nasty. Wow. Knight takes e4. Can't take back. Okay, but besides this tactic, c4. Besides going up a pawn, c4 sucks. No, actually, okay, I think c4 is legitimate. d4. Wow, knight takes e4. What a move. I would have never seen that. Thank you for if I play knight takes I just can't take. I put like bishop e3 here. No, because this is hanging anyways. Besides that tactic, besides a really nice tactic, that's actually really nice. Wow. Well, thanks for sharing. I think bishop a6 is inaccurate. You still think bishop a6 is inaccurate? Yeah, because I mean you're just biting into these dark square bishop or all my pawns. Bishop a6, yeah. I mean, better move than bishop a6. Maybe, I don't know. Wait, where are all my alts for bishop a6? Maybe just here. I don't know. Getting the rooks connected. I mean, I guess this is what you were saying. I mean, White's main plan is to play f5. 100%. 100%. My plan is to play f5. So maybe here, just keeping pressure on it, gaining more space and opening up the bishop. Yeah, I mean, I totally get, at least I feel it. Conceptually, I understand the plans from White, but I guess what can Black do to prevent those ideas? I guess if the bishop stays on this diagonal, there's an argument to be made that, but I still think this is, you hate to see. I mean, now you have no pawn here. Bishop d7. Do you have any input on what you think is better than bishop a6 if we're calling bishop a6 an inaccuracy? Go back a move. One more from here. After queen h4. Okay, stay here. After queen h4. I am typing a bit too much. Are your hands getting tired? I'm not worried about it. I really appreciate your input. 100%. It's helpful for me and hopefully helpful for other people in chat. If people are still here. This is not my normal style of stream. Usually I do these game analysis by myself. But I wanted to do it while I had time. But anyways, let's go back to would you like VC? Yeah, I'd definitely be down. I'd definitely be down. Do you want to hop in the voice chat channel in my Discord? I can hop in like the study channel. What up?
Yo, what's up, man?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, the knight takes e4 is actually such an insane tactic.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
yeah, I mean, black wants to have the position open up. So even if knight takes e4, you take it back. I think black's just better. Just knight takes e4, black's better.
Right.
Like, which is insane. But talking about black's plan, it's actually really hard for me to trying to realize because white's main plan right now is just to gain space with f4 with e5 or g6, and black also has a worse pawn structure. I mean there's a bunch of different reasons, the reasoning behind moves, but I think e5 and f5 are going to be the main two plans for white.
Right.
Now finding a black is going to be so much harder.
I wonder if that goes
In
all
the
the way back to them playing queen b6 and maybe
I think Queen B6 is one of those moves where he's kind of like it's like a philosophy, like, oh, fear me, I'm gonna give you a check on C4, fear me, yeah. But the check doesn't actually do anything, and I think I actually do like the idea of Rook B1, um, just so that you can play Bishop B3 and or H3 Bishop B3, because I think Bishop B3 runs into some Knight G4 stuff.
right.
But it does, yeah. Um, damn, what is Black's plan?
It's kind of
Okay, I'm gonna type in a bunch of the imbalances that I see
okay.
in the game. Starting with space, which obviously goes to white.
Right.
Uh, white has this is how I analyze my games at the very least when I'm trying to figure out what the correct plan is. Um, I think the main plan for black is probably to black wants to break well black wants to break apart your full pawn center.
Yep.
See, that's like at a fundamental level. At a fundamental level, black does want to play c4. Black actually does. He wants to play c4, take on d3, and start pushing c5, c4 again. So like something like bishop e6. Bishop e6 might run to f5, not g5, but some type of
Oh, like
uh
yeah.
I think. Hmm,
Could they play
I wonder if at any moment like c4 can be played anyway. Okay, queen h4. Let's say hmm, I think c4. I wonder if c4 here is even
go
good.
c4
Can
right
you play
away?
c4?
Well, then I would still play. I need to play d4, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna play d4 anyway. And then I'm thinking about, yeah,
Instead of c4, can they play? I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely not as strong as you, but could they play d5 here, hoping to break through? Because obviously, if
I
I
think,
take, they fix their structure.
yeah.
If I
Uh,
push,
so obviously you're not gonna take 5 because the pawn on e4 is giving you a lot of space. So you're either playing f5 and ignoring the fact that black is attacking the pawn, or you can push e5 and kick out the knight and play and
probably,
then play knight g5.
yeah,
I think e5, e5 knight e5 knight. I mean, it just looks d5 just doesn't look right because you never even wanted the point is you never even want to take on e4 because then you'd be left with a terrible pawn structure
right. You'd still
on
have the
5 and c6, and you also don't want to push d4 because then you just lock your pawn movement. Unless you try and play c4, like I said, c4 needs to be played because you want to get rid of your double pawns because their flexibility is terrible.
Yeah, so maybe c4 was the move because well, I have to play. Yeah, but
Yeah,
being able to play d4 is just so annoying for. Could
yeah.
they? No,
But
because
the thing I was looking at is I wonder if c5 here is any good because white can play after c5. White can play e5,
because
but after e5,
I
I
can't
mean,
lock up.
e5, pawn takes d4. There's pawn takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight g5.
Wait, what was that line again? Sorry.
I said if you play e5,
Uh-huh.
I believe pawn takes d4
Pawn takes
because
d4.
the thing with e5 is that it's either it looks like black's breaking everything apart now. It's like pawn
Right.
takes f. Yeah, I mean this is just losing. You can't do this. No, you can't because pawn takes c3 would check.
Right.
Then you play bishop takes f6. Yeah, this doesn't work. Can you go back?
Yeah.
Yes, so e5 is no go. I think c4 c5 is probably the way. So d4.
d4, c5. God.
Yeah. Oh, what's happening?
What's that? I'm muting it for myself. One of my mods just played my longest little blurb using the points. Max J. Hastings, first time chatter, welcome in. First of all, before we go any further, thank you. And second of all, what's your background in chess? This is very
Me?
helpful for me. I appreciate you like hopping in VC and helping
Oh,
me
yeah.
with this.
I mean, it's just easy. It's a lot easier for me to like. I have like class in like 3 hours, so I have time. I'm still home.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but my background is I've been playing for like 3.5 years.
Okay.
If you want, do you want like my rating?
Sure.
2500 on chess.com, blitz and bullet.
Jeez, that's so cool, dude. That's awesome.
That
But you've only been
that
playing for 3.5 years? Or did you like play like as a kid at all?
no, I've been playing for 3.5 years.
Damn, what a savage. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for spending some time on this because it's helpful. Melville, welcome in.
So yeah. Okay. Are you able to screen share by the way on Discord?
Oh,
Just so
on
it's easy. I want to look
Discord?
at it.
Yeah, I probably can. Let me see. Where do I go? Share your
'Cause it's
screen.
a lot easier. Um.
Let me go here.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So what I was trying to say is that c4, c5. So something like, let's say something like a c5, and obviously e5, e5. I think we realized e5 would just allow black to continue with their plan of breaking apart the center, or did breaking apart your pawn structure, your pawn, um, whatever you want to
Right,
call it,
center. Yeah.
your full pawn center. I think we already calculated e5 as being wrong because pawn does d4, but
Right. Yeah, let me make this and I'll just mark that a blunder so we don't see that one. But I mean, could we go d5
well,
here?
yeah. So the thing of d5 is now black, what black has done is black has gained, well, not only were they trying to like break apart the center, but now they've also gained space with the pawn on c4 and d3. So obviously now bishop a6 is not going to be good, but something like I wouldn't, well, damn, because you're going to get hit with e5 pretty soon, right? Like almost immediately.
Black playing e5, you're saying?
No. If black plays e5, you just lose a pawn. But I'm talking about black's about to get hit with e5,
Mm,
um, in the center, and now the pawns aren't actually doing anything, and actually the pawn on c4 is a weakness now because you got to play knight d2, um, knight d2, knight c4.
mm.
So I don't even like you can play try e6. Like e6 still looks wrong, but try it. You like e6, you okay, wait. You can okay, wait. Now you can't put okay, now you can't push e5. You can't push e5, but I guess like knight d2 or something. Like you have to.
Yeah,
Like I'm so curious actually.
I feel like here they're.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like they still want to play bishop a6. It's super passive, but how do you not lose that pawn?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, you can't take. You're still losing the
I
pawn.
mean, the main thing is that the movement of the pawns is stopped, but I'm so curious if like if after bishop a6, if white's even better. Because after bishop a6, you're not gonna no, not here. I meant like back.
Oh, back
Yeah.
here
So
after
after
knight d2.
getting the pawn, like how do you continue? Like how do you even
Yeah, as black.
you can't yeah, you can't because you not as white because you can't take on if you take on e6, then you just open up the file for the rook. I guess you can try take on e6 and playing e5, e5 knight e4. Then now you have an outpost for your knight.
Mm.
Taste e5. It's really complicated because no matter what, the position's opening up with pawn takes d5 or so I think knight d2 is probably wrong because now after knight d2, yes, you're attacking the pawn, you're trying to win the pawn back.
Yeah, but I have no.
Yeah,
My attack's
exactly.
over now.
Okay, so go back.
Okay, we'll mark that one as maybe dubious, and we'll go back.
Yeah, it's dubious. Yeah. Mm. Because black's kind of getting their plan, what they want, at least I think. Um, like we don't want to open like I wouldn't want to open up the position as much as possible. Like I want to keep the pawns
Well, could I
as
here
they.
sack the play f5 and continue with my plan?
I believe they can just take pawn takes pawn takes f5.
Pawn takes
Um,
f5. Well, they would
e
take
e e
e
takes
takes.
f5. Yeah, f5. I think, but after bishop g5 though, damn, this is an interesting move. Bishop g5.
Oh,
But then there's knight e4 though. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah, I think knight e4 you're just down. You're just down too much. Because even if you play bishop a6, you can't take the knight away from f6. And also queen takes b2 is always a move. So yeah, you have problems everywhere.
yeah.
Nah, I'm not sure, but after bishop h6, queen takes b2. I think you might just ignore it. Um,
I think you'd have to.
or I mean, black's a pawn, right? Yeah, black is up a pawn after queen takes b2. They're gonna unless you have like an immediate attack or some type of immediate answer. There's not much
Yeah,
happening.
I forgot I
So
can't play that because I never played rook b1,
yeah,
which
exactly.
is the move that I should have played.
So I'm because the main plan for black is to break apart white's center. Like it's not because first of all they have the bishop pair, and second of all, that's just what you do when your opponent has full pawn center. You want to break it apart and make it into a target pretty much.
Yeah.
That was the main reason for c4, and also another reason for c4 is that now the b2 pawns actually I guess someone like I'm not gonna say backwards, but it's a lot harder for you to push your pawn on b3 without you undoubling the pawns.
Right.
So black right now you can just say black has queenside space, and an open b for file on the open b file, and those are still problems for white to have to deal with. I don't actually think f5 works, unfortunately. Like I love how thematic it is and what you're trying to do, but I don't actually think this works.
Right.
Wait, hold on. I actually want to see some play pawn takes f5. Pawn takes f5, bishop g5, queen b2.
Bishop g5, queen b2.
Queen b2, yeah. Okay, now there's bishop f6, so that doesn't work. So you can't play queen takes b2 because now there's bishop f6 and white
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so go back. Instead of a queen takes b2, what is the answer? How does he answer to this? Okay, pawn takes e4. Okay, no, pawn takes no, I mean knight takes e4, not pawn takes.
Oops,
Sorry, knight
sorry.
takes e4. Yeah, I mean knight takes e4. Yeah, the position opening up. Like you can see the pawns are now the bishop on c8 now has a diagonal on f5,
Yeah.
and the bishop on d7 is even stronger. So yeah, after pawn takes c4, yeah, pawn takes c4, queen takes, I assume, is the move that would be played. And you're just down a pawn, and after queen takes b2, your pawn structure is actually going to be worse. Not only are there diagonals opening up, but I think bunch of problems are happening. But then there's like it's so complicated because there's still stuff like bishop e7, like because black is down in development, like way down in development.
You're saying bishop e7 here?
Yeah, bishop e7.
Yeah, but what happens after just rook over? I mean,
Good point.
now I've self-pinned myself and
Yeah, that's a good point.
I can't really
It,
defend. I
it
mean,
is
could
scary.
I just take
But
this
the thing is,
pawn and get a pawn?
even after there's even bishop f5. Like at any moment, there's always bishop f5, and everything stopped.
Yeah.
So I think this position is just worse for white. Like it looked appealing after bishop e7, but even after bishop e7, you could play bishop f5 and just develop a piece and just connect the rooks.
Right. Wow.
Like if you go, yeah. So I guess we're going down a tangent, but we can go back to
Yeah, the actual game.
to,
No, it's
yeah.
helpful though. I mean, that's the whole point. This has been really helpful for me.
Oh,
Just
yeah, I don't want to even look at. I honestly still think bishop a6 is not a good move. Like it's not like terrible because
right.
of the c4 stuff.
We're saying c4
That
is probably like
but I
that's
want
the
to I
critical
want to
move,
really look into c4 check and that d4.
and then d4. Yeah.
Like I really want to figure out what's happening here. There's even a. I wonder if yeah, there's e5 here as well. It's e5. And if you take and you can't take back twice. And I think take. If you play 94, then 94 would put the knight on the edge of the board, and also the knight's unprotected, which leaves it it leaves it vulnerable to tactics. So
Right.
if you try to play 94 to take the queen off the diagonal, so let's say you take on e5 once, f takes e5, opening up the bishop. Yeah, takes. Like, if you try knight takes, then you get hit with queen takes d4, and you get forked.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Whoops. Whoops.
You can't take like that. Um. So yeah, this would be nice. I think e5 is the move that I saw first, but I hesitate. Sometimes you hesitate when you say something,
Right.
but now looking at it, I think e5 is also another way that black can attempt to break it apart. Let's say f takes e5.
F takes. Still responding E takes because I'm
Yeah,
this
and
pawn,
then
and
if
then
you try and play 94, I wonder if 94 is any good. 94, queen b4, or queen a5, one of the two. And now you have to play b3.
yeah, but yeah. Oh, God, that's such an ugly move.
Yeah, b3 take bishop a6. Wait, play b3 though. I mean, it's either you play that or you play knight c3. So and now you can develop with bishop a3. So b takes c3, b takes b3, or c takes b3.
B
A,
CC.
no, but if you do that, then there's bishop a6, and black gets faster development. Uh,
Ah.
so b takes a takes,
Oh, A takes. Got
and
it.
bishop a c4. Yeah, but c4 though. C4 then the b3 pawns gets weak. Uh, and then yeah, I mean everything's opening up now. That's terrible.
Why after here Queen A5? Well, I guess I'm just still
Uh,
losing this pawn, aren't I?
because either way he's gonna take on d4, and now you have to defend the knight on c5. So your knight's kind of cooked.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Damn. Hey,
So
thanks for the
so
follow, Max J. Hastings.
I also want your input as well, but I'm just looking into
Yeah,
line. It's
no.
like
It's all super helpful.
yeah.
The C4 check did scare me, but I didn't go deep enough. For sure, during the game, I didn't go deep enough into.
Looking at c4 now, it looks like it does a lot more than it did before.
Right.
Let's say e5.
Oh, we said
E5 is another move.
Oh no, not
Again,
my
e5.
e5. It was
No, e5 for black, not
e5
c5.
for
So
black.
e5.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
I'm just marking these. So.
Obviously. So, damn. How do you defend this?
Well, God, because I can't play bishop e3 because I didn't play rook b1. I want to play bishop e3 would be awesome, even though my bishop's playing big pawn, but I don't have it.
If you play bishop b3 here, there's knight g4, and now after knight g4, you're threatening to take on d4. You just open up your bishop to the pawn on d4, and you can't defend everything again. Like there's so many
This
problems.
is actually nasty. How does white get out of
Yeah. So yeah,
c4
after
e5?
c4 e5. Dang. This is chess. Chess is a very interesting game.
What if? Yeah, I can't just play king h1 because he takes and I have this backward pawn. It's just gonna be
I mean,
such a
it
pain
was
to
not
defend.
necessarily a backwards pawn, but after takes c5, or takes bishop a6, you're gonna have problems.
Right. Because defending that pawn now becomes a big
Pretty
pain.
hell. It's pretty hard.
And b2 is still weak.
Yeah, there's no you don't. I mean, you don't get easy development at all.
Okay, so e5.
So e5. Like, I wonder if is white even better like anymore. Man. Man, I used to I analyze like literally all my games, but this is something different. This is, I mean, because this goes with the black's plan. The black wants to break the center apart
Right.
to
And
open up the
we
make it more
tried knight
effective,
a4, it didn't work.
especially the bishop on g7.
Right. Just giving it this beautiful diagonal.
I don't think there's any, like, I don't think white should ever play knight e4. I mean, knight e4 just loses on the spot.
I feel
After
like
queen
this.
a5.
I feel like this
It's just
all though changes had I instead of played queen h4, I played rook b1.
I think
instead
I
of
don't think necessarily. I don't think queen h4 necessarily is a bad move because you're bringing your queen to a more active place where you can push f5, knight g, bishop h6, knight g5.
right, the
So I
idea.
don't necessarily think queen h4 is.
I don't think that the move is bad. It's thematic in the opening, but
Yeah.
I may have played it too early. I spent 7 minutes thinking if I should play queen h4 here. Maybe I should have just played rook b1 because even if they get this c4 in and I play here and now they play e5, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about losing this pawn anymore. So now if takes and I have something like this, oh maybe not. Maybe not knight a4.
No. I think knight e4 is a bit stronger now because b2 is defended, and after he plays like queen b5, queen b5.
Well, couldn't I guess maybe instead of knight a4, could I just take here? What's the problem here?
Remember the same thing. It's with the fork. Queen
b4. Queen taken with the fork. That's right. That's right. Yes.
And I mean, the problem is like bishop e3, knight g4. So you can't play that either.
Damn. Did I join the dojo? I did, Sinesia. I sure did. Yeah, knight a4. Oh no, not here. That's a hanging the queen. Hang the queen. Queen b5.
I mean, this still hurts. It hurts me because like I can't figure out how to deal with the pin, the b6 pin.
Yeah, because I can't play this. He's just taking. I can't take here. He takes here. It's knight a4, queen b5.
Yeah, I don't really think it's worse for white. Like, I don't think it's worse, but it's not like, it doesn't feel winning. I'll tell you that.
No, it doesn't. I mean, could I play?
Okay, fine. We play b3. Then what? Like take. Okay. Take on d4. Yeah, knight takes d4. It should work. Actually, this looks pretty good.
And this isn't. Yeah, this isn't so bad anymore.
No. This actually looks pretty good to me because after you have to play a queen, you have to move your queen somewhere. Like, where are you gonna move your queen? Like, come on.
Right.
Like queen e5, then you hang c6.
Mm.
Like play like queen e5, knight takes c6, drop material.
Yeah, right. Well,
Okay. I mean, there's no fork because the knight's on a4, so there's no worry for a fork. Okay,
wait,
yeah,
wait.
because
No, no,
like
no.
fine,
That's
the position's opening up, but
because
black's
of it's
mm,
defending the.
black's also black's also down in development as well. So now you have a material plus.
But can I act? Couldn't he actually just take here?
Yes. But something feels wrong about that. I guess you could take on e4, take. It's probably just a draw now, like because there's 97,
Right.
97. Then you can take on on c8, take away
Mm,
black's bishop pair, and then bishop. No, I mean there's bishop d4 though.
bishop
Yeah,
d4.
so many
Oh,
things. I mean, bishop d4 isn't much of a problem anyway, but
yeah.
I think here the position probably a draw from not hallucinating. From a draw.
Wow. No, this was yeah. This the not playing rook b1 caused me a big problem. Well, fortunately, it didn't actually cause me a problem because I played bishop a6, but c4 would have been an
Yeah,
absolute nightmare, followed by
yeah, but
e5.
even e5 is a nightmare too to deal with. Like you have to find the correct. Okay, fine. How do you deal with pawn takes d4? The threat of pawn takes d4. We have to create a threat bigger, or because we have to do something here. We can't just sit here.
I mean,
Okay.
could
I
I?
guess I guess we could play rook d1 and defend it like a regular person, right? Rook d1.
Or could I play? Could I play? No, because
I
this
think
is.
if not 92, there's knight to c4. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. Then it's just
Wait,
falling
wait,
apart.
wait. Play 92. I'm curious. You're making me curious. 92, knight to c4. F takes c5. Because now the knight on e4 hangs.
Uh,
I 92
well,
might work. No. 92 looks like no. This looks amazing for white. Now white's center is locked and the position's closing. And I mean, hold on, wait, whoa.
well, knight does.
Whoa.
Well, knight doesn't have to take here though. That's because
Yeah,
could
they don't.
I mean,
Okay, but let's say he takes on d4 first, and then he plays knight to c4. Now you have to defend the d4 square. Yeah, then take knight takes,
knight takes.
uh,
Well,
and
no.
then
Oh,
now knight to c4 is stronger because bishop takes d4 to do with because bishop takes d4 is a threat now.
damn.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah, this looks pretty good for black. Okay, so we said knight e2, e takes,
Yeah.
and then. Well, this pawn structure is absolutely brutal. There's got to be. I feel like there's got to be a way.
No, I'm sorry, but white looks like the pawn structure is worse, but you're still up a pawn. Like if there were like triple pawns, like it doesn't matter that black's up a pawn, but it's not only the pawn structures that's going to dictate how the position is going. Like the position not only is opening up, but now black has meaningful pressure on the pawn on e4, and also on the b file as well. So there's kind of problems everywhere.
Yeah. Wow.
I think rook d1 might be the move. Unfortunately, but even take okay, like just take knight takes like there's 94 tactic. Like what is
Right.
this? What is this? uh
That's crazy. Well,
this is the same tactic though, because bishop d4 is a threat. And then no matter what you do, bishop d4 is a threat.
wow. What a nightmare. Well, I can't play bishop e3 here. No, because then I dropped the pawn again because I didn't play rook b1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait. Go back. With bishop e3 might be the answer. Bishop e3.
Yeah, but
Queen
with
is between. Then there's knight e4.
knight
So you have to play. You have to
e4.
play here.
Oh, after this. Yeah.
Yeah. Knight out of piece. Okay.
So then,
I mean,
well,
how do you stop 96? Oh, you can't. I guess there's no 96 because Queen e3. Mm.
well. Oh, what about? No, that doesn't work.
My brain hurts. My brain
I
hurts
know.
so
I was like,
much.
we're going way deep. How long am I? So somebody who was in here like 2 hours ago just came back and said, "How long have I been analyzing this?" Well, somebody from chat, James, hopped into voice chat with me and has been really, really helpful. So shout out to you. That's it. Shout.
Okay.
I really appreciate you. This has been really fun and helpful. But yeah, my brain does hurt, and I probably have to get going here soon.
Yeah. Damn.
But I'll
I really want to look at this. I want to look at e5 with the engine.
yeah.
Ah, I think honestly, in my opinion, e5 is stronger than c5 because now the bishop on g7 is immediately being opened up,
Right.
and not only rooks as well.
A fun
Like so c5, I don't think c5 is necessarily a bad move because it goes with the same ideas, but e5 looks so much stronger. Not
yeah.
only because it's in the center, but like the bishop on g7 is a lot easier to see that. The bishop on g7 is just becoming stronger. Um,
Yeah.
So,
Brutal.
well, when you leave, are you gonna analyze? Are you gonna like turn on the engine, or are you gonna
I will at
wait
some
until?
point. Once I completely finish my analysis, which I mean, we've gone so deep now. I mean, and this is the critical part of the game, right? So I'm between what I did last night and this morning, I may be like 3 or 4 hours into analyzing this game, but I'm pretty close to being done. Then I'll clean up all my notes. I'll check the positions with the engine to, confirm like our analysis of the evaluations and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and keep playing. I mean, this is the first time I've ever played this opening from the white side, so I want to keep playing. It's super fun, but now I see the counterplay from black and
This hurts to watch because I don't know. I legitimately do not know what to do after e5. Like,
like black is probably just better here. I mean, I think black is probably just better. What is it?
uh,
Black is better.
black is definitely fulfilling their plans. Tell you that.
That's 100%. Oh man, good stuff.
I have to find. I have to find something. No, something has to be here.
We already looked at. I think we looked at f5, right?
No, we haven't looked at f5 yet. But pawn to d4. How do you? What's
Right.
happening?
Yeah, we're just.
Not like 94. Like it's so.
Yeah, but knight a4 just check. And oh no, that doesn't work because I can
Oh,
take.
that hangs the queen. That hangs the queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like queen. Let's say queen b5. Queen b5. Attack to queen b5. Like what do you do?
e3. e3 takes. But
Honestly, looking at this now, after knight a4, I think this is probably white's best try. Where white has a.
yeah, there's at least some activity going on. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got to
Let's just
save this
down there.
piece.
You have to defend the knight b3. Take bishop a6 still. Well, taking. He can take on f5, but bishop a6 is another move.
Oh, f5. Yeah, bishop
We
a6.
go. I don't think taking the f5 is even good because you just damage your pawn structure.
Right.
And
Yeah,
open.
you want to keep that, and I don't want to take on that g6 either. Whoops, delete.
Like like what's happening? Takes bishop g5.
Takes. What am I missing? What did you say?
Oh no, there's just bishop a6. After you take on f5, there's bishop a6. You just lose.
Well, let's see. It's
If you take
black's
on
move.
if you take 5, then there's bishop h6. Black just loses.
Yeah.
So bishop I play pawn takes f5. Just real quick,
Well, hold
just to
on.
make sure.
Well, it's okay. So after a takes b3, bishop a6, right?
No, I was saying pawn takes f5.
Instead of, well, it's white's move or black's move. After I take back and defend my knight.
Oh shoot!
So now it's black's move.
I'm saying yeah. He takes on f5.
Oh,
Yeah,
he takes on f5.
yeah, and then bishop
Ah,
h6. What I thought was way worse for black.
yeah.
Like, but white plays bishop h6 here.
White plays bishop a6.
Yeah, you can't stop everything. Too much activity.
Right, because you can't take
Yeah,
here.
you can't stop knight g5 and rook f6. You can't stop yeah, it's nah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks wrong. I think f5 is probably the best try, and then knight e4. I think this
F5
is.
and then knight a4. Yeah.
I think we found it. I think we found the answer.
Right, because then we have b3, and then we're okay. We don't. Maybe
Yeah.
g takes is maybe not the best move from black, but at least white is
not.
okay.
Probably not. I think white's probably okay.
I mean, yeah. There's just
Like you're
this,
down.
but this
You're down a pawn.
down upon this bishop on g7 is still nasty now.
Yeah, but at the very least, like you have knight g5. If anything happens, you can open up the f file for the rooks.
Yeah.
I don't think this is terrible for white. I don't at all think this is terrible for white.
Should we look at it? Let me turn all the lines off. No lines.
No lines. Just the.
Just what's the evaluation? We think this is okay for white. Even.
I think if anything, I actually think white's like maybe 0.1. I don't know.
I think I'd rather have black here. I think I would.
There's a lot of attack. I think after bishop a6, bishop a6, I still want to look at bishop a6.
Yeah.
This attack, because bishop a6, you get some immediate development after bishop a6.
Right. Wait. He can't take here. Okay. So let's say. What if? Trying to think of what would be black's best move before we turn the engine on.
I was thinking like bishop a6. This is rook e8 or bishop a6.
I thought rook e8. I thought rook e8 wouldn't be terrible. Just if I'm able to get this pressure on f7, it may be a problem. Okay. I think black is slightly better still. I think I would probably take black in this position. I'm gonna.
Okay, but even rook e8, there's not you. There's pawn takes f yeah, and then knight g5. Take knight g5.
Take this way, then knight g5.
And there's a threat of rook f6.
True.
You know, how do you no, you can't. Like okay, queen e5. Okay, let's say take knight g5, queen e5.
Take knight g5, queen f5. Wait,
queen e5.
Queen e5.
Defend. Yeah, bishop f4. Nah,
Yeah.
This cannot be. This can't be.
No.
I don't believe in this. This is some terrible stuff. I don't believe in this at all for black.
Maybe here. We're still playing deflections to get here.
I mean,
but there's not enough.
There's so many.
There's too many.
It feels like there's so many tactics happening.
There's a lot. I'm gonna. Okay, maybe rook e8 isn't it, but you can't push the pawn.
I thought bishop a6 was correct.
You thought bishop a6 was correct instead of rook e8. Okay, let me. Okay, go back one. Bishop a6. Okay.
Okay. This looks a lot stronger, and now maybe black's just better. No, maybe black here is just better.
Yeah, I do think black. I think I'm gonna go with. I do think black is still better.
There's still bishop d2 though, even after bishop d2.
Oh,
And you get to counterattack. You know, you don't have to react. You get to counterattack. Queen c7.
right. And rook maybe.
And
We'd like to keep the rook on the f file because of the pressure, but I don't know. Maybe we just go rook d1 and.
I
Oh,
think
I don't think
if
this makes
anything, you
sense.
play rook f2 and then rook e1.
Ah,
I think white should be fun actually. No, white should just be fun here. I don't think there's anything crazy happening. Yeah. Okay. I'm curious. I think white's better. I think the white's fine. Like point two.
point
Fine.
two.
I really don't. I honestly don't. I'm not sure about white being any worse.
I think
Like I'm
I
not
think
saying,
there's enough activity on the queen
yeah,
side or on the king side to
yeah,
justify what's going on.
just down the pond, yeah.
All right. We're going to go white is slightly better. I'm going to click it.
We go back
Oh, wait.
to the before bishop a6.
Hold on one second. What happened here? Do I have to hit one line? No, I don't want evaluation. What do I have to do to is it thinking? Oh, there we go.
Oh, mine.
Oh.
Damn it. I go back. Go
Go
back to
back.
bishop a6.
Bishop a6. Wait.
Bishop a6.
Bishop. Wait, did I get down the wrong line? Where am I? Bishop a6.
Instead of bishop, like okay, just go back one move.
Wait, what am I?
Turn on the.
Where are my freaking?
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
losing my.
Here, go back move.
Go back one move. Where is this coming from though? 15. I need move 14. Where did this come from? Where is the
It
line?
came.
Oh, from here. Yeah.
Okay, then now turn on the eval. Oh yeah, see, it's fine. That's I knew it. It's fine. It's fine for white.
We're all good. I think I was arguing that maybe the black was slightly better here, but wow,
I
what a
think it was down the
position.
line with bishop a6. I think so. Bishop a6. So after bishop a6, I think rook e1 might need to be played instead.
Yeah.
Now turn on the eval again. I'm wondering. Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. It did, and now white's better actually. Oh wow.
Wow.
Beautiful.
What a position. I gotta wrap up
Hey,
now.
white is fine.
White is fine. White's all good here. That's crazy. Yeah, no, thank you again. I've got to wrap up. What's today? Wednesday. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. And once I finish this up, I'll put my I'll link it in the Discord.
I don't want to bother you.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that. Do you mind if I tell you the evaluation? Because it wasn't part of your game, so I want to tell you the evaluation after Queen H4.
Okay.
So everything we played after Queen H4 and E5 is all top engine. F takes E5, and it's just a draw. It's just a draw. We were right. It was just a draw the entire time.
Wow.
Our evaluation was correct. I thought it was even. I honestly did because black is getting so much activity. But it is a draw after knight a4 and knight c3 is just a draw. It was a draw the entire time.
Damn. That's crazy.
And then c5 was another move. But white was still better after take. Okay, I was right.
I thought we didn't like c5.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like c5 as much at all because then there's d5.
Let's check this. Did
white.
we say black is just better here? No way.
Yeah, I was telling you. I was telling you that this.
Oh wait.
This is equal.
We saw. This is the one we solved.
So this C4 stuff. We saw everything.
It was F5. F5 is the
E5,
continuation.
Everything's just a draw. It's just really just a draw.
F5 is the critical move after E5. Damn. Crazy. Crazy.
Yo, I feel like a freaking chess master. I mean, I am, but like I'm close, but like, oh, that feels so great.
You are close.
So this is the reason why Queen H4 was wrong. Like it was not inaccurate. Like, no offense to you, but like this
No,
is the
no, no.
reason
I
that
mean,
Quinn.
look, I'm at I'm 1800 on Lichess. Like my USCF is like 1,000. So no, no, I'm not. No offense taken. I'm just trying to learn.
Oh my god, I feel great. I'm on top of the world right now. I just the engine agreed with me that white was fine. I feel great.
No, that was nice work. But for real, I do have to go. So
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate
problem.
it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad you joined the Discord. When I finish like cleaning this all up, I'll send it
Mhm.
there, and I look forward to hearing kind of your thoughts if you take a look at it again. But no, thank you
Of
again.
course.
This is super fun.
Mm, of
All right, I'm hopping out the voice chat, and I will wrap the stream up here.
course. We'll see you.
Peace.
See you, man.